Hi and welcome to step 4. We've now established that you have the right to be rich, and we've also discussed that money is neither good or bad, it is just what the beneficial owner does with it that gives it any personality. We've also talked about how your thoughts are so important in creating your future. It is what you think you can achieve that limits your advancement. I know this sounds quite bizarre, but you will always achieve up to the limits of what you think you can achieve. Your mind is so powerful that it acts as a thermostat and it cuts out at certain temperatures. But as soon as we truly believe that we have the ability to achieve more, we in effect reset that thermostat, and everything that we need is presented to us along the way. What a lot of people do that prevents them from moving forward is that they say that they believe that they can achieve more, but deep down they have this nagging doubt that overrides the signal they're trying to give out. This is a good thing to learn, and remember, if your thoughts are not in agreement with your core belief and thoughts, you are sending out jumbled messages, and that is what you will receive. This ability to control your thoughts is very hard to master, but this is the key to creating the things you want. You must look on the universe as a fatherly figure whose wish for you is that you have all you desire. The trouble is, though, that in wanting to give you all you desire, he has to decipher what you want. His interpretation of what you ask for is very simple. He will give you what your strongest belief is. That means that if you send out signals of lack of misery, that is exactly what you will get. And as mentioned earlier, if you send out a thought asking for something and your true belief is that you cannot possibly get it, the core belief is the dominant thought, and that will be the signal delivered. During this stage, you really have to get your mind around a lot of possibly new information. That is, that there is no shortage of stuff in the world, and you have to learn how to manifest the things you want. How to deliver your request to the universe is, as I said earlier, one of, if not the most important part of all these teachings, and it is where many people become shipwrecked and cannot get themselves back afloat. If you are like many people that I have helped over the years, you will be sabotaging your efforts because you will not allow your mind to relax and let it play this new game. All the time you try and work out how things are going to happen or think about the possibilities surrounding your requests, you are limiting your request to receive exactly what the information you already possess says you will get. It is imperative that you understand that all the knowledge and information you have accumulated to date has got you to here. If you want to move on and experience new adventures, you are going to have to let your mind wander into some uncharted waters. And rather like a journey across the high seas, just deal with things as they happen and do not frighten yourself by imagining all the things that might happen. I'm sure that you've heard the term analysis causing paralysis. This simply means that many people overanalyze things and try to work out what might happen. And when they factor in all the possible things that might go wrong, they end up doing nothing. I always find it strange that they factor in imaginary problems instead of imaginary good things. This is an indication that they did not really want to do the thing anyway. Had they factored in positive things, or even just done it anyway, things would have been totally different. Don't let your mind get into this trap of talking yourself out of doing things. If you cannot overcome this, you will never be able to take advantage of these teachings, and it means you will do nothing at all to change your life. People often ask me for some examples and proof of people who have experienced results from utilising these teachings. And the first person I point to is them, and I say that they have worked perfectly for them because they are receiving exactly what they believe they can achieve. When questioned deeply, they invariably admit that the limitations as to where they are in life is in perfect alignment to where they believe they can be. Even just describing a story of them in it, just pushing their beliefs a tiny bit, they comment that they could not do that or they wish they could do that, but they know they can't. Do you see how easy it is to get stuck exactly where you are? No one knows what's in store, but I do know that it's in direct relation to the thoughts you transmit with faith and belief. Once you have a firm vision and you have the faith and belief in achieving it and the determination not to give in, then nothing can stop you. One classic example is the Live Aid concert, an event that took place in July 1985. Bob Geldof, the lead singer of the Boomtown Rats, a very average pop group in the 1980s, had been to Ethiopia, and he came back with a fierce determination to do something to raise awareness and money for the starving victims of the famine there. His vision was to get all the biggest recording artists of the day together, including superstars like Paul McCartney, Queen, Sting, Mick Jagger, David Bowie and many, many more, and have them perform for free and play short segments. In this way, the biggest number of stars could be showcased and the maximum amount of money in ticket sales and donations would be raised. A truly amazing vision. Everyone he spoke to said it was impossible to do, especially as the concert was to be staged simultaneously in London and America. Just imagine the problems. To put on a normal concert in the time available would have been impossible, but Bob Geldof had a vision that he believed in and a passion to carry it through. That, my friends, is the most powerful driving force available. Nothing was going to stop him. He absolutely refused to contemplate it not happening, and against all the odds and the many huge problems he faced, he never lost sight of his vision. And eventually, the biggest live concert ever staged was televised around the world. Live Aid was born out of one man's passion to help those desperately in need. Many eminent promoters and executives have said that even with the format to work with and all the advancements in technology that have been developed, the concert will never ever be recreated, because the only thing that made it possible was one man's vision and total strength of purpose. So it truly was a modern day miracle, and it was purely the result of one man putting out the signals of exactly what he saw in his vision. They were clear, and he had total faith and belief in it all happening. On that day, July the 13th, 1985, we were treated to the biggest and most ambitious concert ever staged. This story illustrates these teachings so perfectly. Clarity of the vision, absolute commitment, passion, desire, belief, faith, and most of all, action. It had everything. The main driving force here was the passion Bob Geldof had to help the people of Ethiopia. And once he'd committed to doing it, nothing could stop him. The reason I've told this story is that it demonstrates so clearly all that I've been saying. It shows how important passion is. Even though so many people said his dream was impossible, he achieved it because of these main things. Once again, he had clarity of vision coupled with total faith and belief. He had the absolute commitment to see the project through and an overwhelming desire to succeed. He never for one moment thought it was not going to happen, and he had a deep passion for helping those starving people. But most importantly of all those things was the fact that he took action. Now we know that everything starts with a thought, but it is the thought coupled with action that's going to get you results. So you can see that if you're serious about changing your life, which you must be or you wouldn't be here, you've taken the first steps of thought coupled with action. And on the next step, we'll be showing you some of the actions you can take to make it all start happening for you now. I really hope you're getting something out of this course, and that if you use all these things, as we say, don't try and rush things, but just take your time, absorb this information and use it in your daily life. I want you to have the success that I've had out of using these teachings. Okay? So get stuck in, do your homework, do the stuff that you've got to do down below, and we'll see you on the next step.